then you're gonna miss. So what is this guide hand for? It's to guide that. So what you do, you know, you see people like Cash Nasty, they shoot like this somehow, don't understand it. So one of the common mistakes that people make when they're shooting, oh my God, the training series, CCH basketball training. Oh, Jesus. You wanna go ahead and Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel, ChrisCanHoop. Welcome to the series CCH basketball training. Today, by popular demand, we're doing shooting, technique, and exercises.
Bruh.
You better stop! Stop!
Bruh.
Now, I think it was a subscriber commented something to the effect of, I get the whole flick of the wrist thing. The problem they were having was when they shot, it looked like they were passing and they didn't know what to do with their offhand. So one of the common mistakes that people make when they're shooting, everybody knows you have your shooting hand, right? Your dominant hand usually. Some of us can shoot with either. So you have your dominant hand. That's the one that does the flick. Some tips for this flicking hand, dominant hand, shooting hand, whatever you want to call it. Make sure when it comes up, you get your elbow at least eye level or above your eye for that arc. So that's tip one. Get the arc with that release and the positioning of the elbow. The second thing is when you come up for your shot, you don't want to be angled like this. Okay, you don't want the Cameron Payne, Kenny Chow shot, because that gives room for error because your eyes aren't square with the basket, and so you're going to end up missing and going either way. You want to make sure that you have your feet at least shoulder width apart. If you're doing just a shot, ball comes to you, square your shoulders and hips with the basket, come up. Make sure you have this little triangle eye hole with your guide hand, which is your offhand, and your shooting arm, okay? Make sure you can come through here and look. As long as you keep this flick right, and it comes off either your middle finger or your index and middle finger, you should get a good, straight shot with a good enough of a flick for it to spin and get that shooter's bounce in. So we had tip one, positioning of the elbow, release during shot, right? The flick, everything. The arc. Tip two is make sure you have this window and be square with the basket. Make sure it releases off these two fingers. So basic shooting form, right? And then we'll go over exercises to correct these things and to go along with the tips. Number three, so what do you do with this offhand, right? A lot of people don't understand this. This is your guide hand, your offhand, right? It is literally what it says it is, to guide. So you have your shooting hand. You can shoot like this if you want with one hand. But chances are you're gonna flick wrong, you're gonna get that theta, new theta flick going on, then you're gonna miss. So what is this guide hand for? It's to guide that. So what you do, you know, you see people like Cash Nasty, they shoot like this somehow, don't understand it. What you need to do is make sure you have this guide hand, make sure you have it flat. So what you should see is this, right? Like the side of a piece of paper. And make sure that this guide hand is always aimed towards the rim. So if I'm here, it should be aimed towards the rim. Make sure it stays flat and straight. Don't push off with it. Don't try to leave it there in a weird curve. No, make sure it's straight. Only thing you should be doing is guiding while your shooting hand goes and shoots, all right? It works if you come right here. Guide hand, point towards the basket, shoot. Guide hand, point towards the basket, shoot. So make sure that guide hand is also pointing towards the basket along with being square. Now this does work when you're, you know, coming off of a screen, you need to stop fast and shoot. It's the same thing. You don't have to keep your hand perfectly straight, but for the sake of the example of the purpose of the guide hand, we'll do that. I like to keep mine just a little loose. What you do, you go up. Now what do you do with the guide hand, as the comment was? You come up, literally it stays right here. It stays at your face after release. Because after this, it's guided already, and now you're just flicking. So yeah. Just try to mimic good shooters is one way, and also plenty of practice. So we'll go through a basic shooting workout, kind of show you how you can practice and get that good form. So let me set that up, and yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Those are the tips. The workout may be a separate video, but yeah, enjoy. Oh!